Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Catherine Gallagher, depending what time you join me at. Welcome. It is always important to be aware of words. What do you think? Words matter. Conversations I have often are around the words, the impact on words, and the way that words are said or the way that we say words, and how they can be influential. We often will listen to what other people say, and we often will read words, and those words can impact on us profoundly. We will listen to people talking and hear the words that they say. Of course, it depends on who the person is. If it's somebody that we look up to, somebody that we see as influential or knowledgeable, somebody that we see as potentially, or someone that is important in our life. It might be a parent, a guardian. It might be an aunt or an uncle. It could be a family member in some aspects, or it could be a best friend. It might be a work colleague or a manager. It might be an employer. It could be many people. We will often look at the context. What is the intent? The intentionality, the intent, the intention. What do they mean by that? What they've just said. Those words. The agenda. Do they have an agenda in what they're saying? What's the purpose? Is it good? Sometimes we'll look at words or we'll hear words. It might be on a podcast like this. It might be on a social media platform. We might have contributed to the correspondence, the conversation. We might have added to that. Words matter. The words that we say can be pointful or pointless. They can be influential. They can matter. They can add or they can take away from the conversation. Sometimes you ask people, what's your takeaway from this? What is it that you are getting from this? Or have you taken away from this conversation? Have you added, benefited, given benefit? Or actually, have you deflated the conversation by your words? Because words matter. People often give our power away from the words that are said. The words that they hear, the words that they read. They'll often say to me, I saw those words. It was profound. It mattered. It made me feel. Words matter. I heard what was said. They said those things to me. It stayed with me a lifetime, a decade, weeks, months. I live by those words. I remember this important person said to me, that is my ride or die. Those words I live by. It keeps me in a good place. I see that motto, those words put together. I use those words as affirmations. They inspire me. Words matter. Words are powerful. We have power with the words that we use. I use my words to empower. Why do you think I do podcasts? Episodes that I drop, the words that I use are about empowering. With knowledge, with understanding, with learning and experiences. Research. Words matter. Think about the words that you say to yourself with your internal self-talk, that internal dialogue. You will if you're listening to the episodes that I have dropped previously, you will have heard me talk about the internal self-talk and how it should be your own best champion. Because words matter. What we say to ourselves affects what we think, feel, act. The model that I wrote 30 years ago about thinking, feeling and acting. We know from research now that that's very true. What we think and what we feel, what we act, what we tell ourselves, what we say to ourselves affects our emotions and affects what we then do with those emotions, because we're driven by our emotions. If you think about how you elevate yourself, how you hold yourself back, are you your biggest motivator? Do you encourage and support yourself? Lift yourself up, support yourself? Do you hold yourself back with the words that you say? Because we know that words matter. Words are important. Pay attention to the words that you say to yourself. Those inner voice words, those self-talk words. Catch those automatic thinking words that you tell yourself. And make sure those automatic negative thoughts that you catch them. Turn them around. Perspective take. Look at them and ask yourself, is that true? Is that helpful? Is this working? Change the way you think if it's unhelpful, because words matter. I have people telling me every day the words that matter, the words that lift them, elevate them, support them, encourage them, and move them forward in the right direction. Are the words that halt them, that stall them, that make them stumble, the words that crumble them, the words that make them feel the worst possible way. Because words are important. Words, so significant. They can be so powerful. Empower yourself with the words that you use. Improve your vocabulary so you know the right words, the healthy words. Choose the words that you introspect, you take within you, you allow to have in your mind, so your mindset is the right mindset. Because words matter. I wonder, as I speak, and as you are thinking about the words that matter to you, today, if you make a commitment to catch any negative thought, unhelpful thinking, any words that you are saying to yourself, and you choose to deal with them, you choose not to hold on to them, you don't constantly empower them, you bring those words to a halt. You stop saying things like, I'm stupid, I'm an imposter, this is daft, I'll never be able to, these things don't happen to me, it's all right for other people, good things don't happen to me. You stop self-sabotaging, you stop over-catastrophizing, you stop minimalising and ignoring the things you need to deal with. You take charge of the things you need to deal with. You don't negatively ignore and negate the positives. You choose to look at the things that are working for you. You seek out the positive. You pay attention to what's not working and you start taking action and addressing them. You empower yourself. You reframe. Looking at things in a different, better way for yourself. Encourage, support, and elevate. Let's understand that words matter. What words are you saying to yourself that are putting you in the right frame of mind? Aho! Think about it. That's what people do to me. They go, oh, wait a minute. I have to catch myself. I have to think about that. Oh, wait a minute. It's hard. It's difficult. There we go again. I'm sabotaging. It's uncomfortable to start holding yourself accountable. But it's not until you do that you start realising that it's important, that it's necessary. Be kind, be compassionate, understanding, and be forgiving. Hold yourself accountable. Understand you're not perfect. And choose not to internalise words that come from somebody with an agenda that's not got your best interests at heart. And if it's words that are coming that are critical, harsh, or judgmental from people you don't know, they're not your people. They're people's opinions that don't necessarily have to matter to you because they're not in your circle of trust. They're not your opinions. They're not your families, your friends. They're not people's opinions that need to matter to you. An employer. People that pay your bills, right? Or give you money to pay your bills. Often we listen and are influenced by other people's opinions because we give them so much power. We know that words matter. We know the impact of words. People get a lot of power and status from the words that they use. But you don't have to give that to them from you. Unless you want to. We put people in status and positions. We call people names like celebrities. We call people famous. It's a word. What does that mean? Do they happen to know more people? The people that put them in a celebrity status don't know them. They know the facade, the mask, the persona, but they don't know that person, usually. They know what we want to have known, but we don't know that person. And yet, they're given a name, a word. Celebrity. We use words to describe. We use words to label. Some words elevate, some words do the complete opposite. And we give people so much attention and importance and significance. But often, other people's opinions of us are not our concern or our business. People are allowed to have their own thoughts, their own opinions. Of course, if they choose to share it with you, again, you don't have to pay attention to it. You don't have to give it the fuel. You can say, thanks for sharing. That's an opinion. Maybe your opinion. But there are words there. Your words. But they don't have to matter to me. They're not my words. They're not significant words to me. and they don't have that importance to me. People always think if they share their opinions and share those words, that somehow, because they want to feel important and significant, that we have to give it the same importance and significance. But it depends on their agenda, their intention, who they are, and whether they're actually saying it out of kindness and compassion or caring, or if they actually have our best interests at heart. Always challenge or question. Even if you're challenging, questioning within yourself. What's their intention? What's their agenda? Do they have my best interests at heart? Empower yourself. Because sometimes the best thing to do is to step away, to walk away, to disengage. Silence is often the best response. Because sometimes words matter. Thanks for listening. Take good care. Look after yourself today in every way, and remember to pay attention to the words that are going on in your head and your mindset and other words that are going on around you randomly, and ask yourself, do these words have to matter to me? All the best. And if you do want to enjoy and listen to any of my talks, there will be talks going live very soon. I want to make these available to you if you're interested. So make sure you can contact me and don't miss out. And you can message me at stepupcmg@xln.co.uk. Of course, if you want to DM me, you'll find how to do that by going on to Life Curator. Life Curator, the Facebook group, which is the group for community for people that want to live their best life. Don't miss out on future episodes, so subscribe and like and share and download every episode. And remember, more to come.